Stop checking the driveway for your car, and I don't look for your face in the corner of the bar. I filled up the hours with the hum of the city to drown out the pity, to make it look pretty. But the moment the key turns the lock in the door, the noise of the world doesn't live here anymore. And the stillness is heavy, it's a physical thing, waiting for the echoes that the evening will bring. I can run from the music, I can hide from the light, I can pretend that I'm winning the fight. But the four empty walls have a secret to keep, and they start to wake up when I'm trying to sleep. 'Cause the silence knows your name by heart. It picks up the pieces and tears them apart. It doesn't need a whisper, it doesn't need a sound to make me feel lost in the home where I'm found. It's a ringing in my ears, it's a weight on my chest, the ghost of the words that we never confessed. I'm screaming inside, but the room stays the same. And God, how the silence, it knows your name. It's in the space where your toothbrush used to be. It's in the draft that's blowing right through me. It's a master of mimicry, a thief in the dark, finding the cold where there used to be a spark. I try to read a book, I try to watch the news, but the quiet is a melody I'm forced to choose. It spells out the letters in the ticking of the clock, in the shadow of your coat still hanging on the lock. It's louder than the thunder, it's sharper than a knife, the loudest conversation of my entire life. It's asking me where, and it's asking me why, under a ceiling that's imitating the sky. I can't find a frequency to tune it all out when the silence is the only thing left to shout. Everywhere in the nothing, in the air. The sky isn't black and it isn't quite blue. It's the shade of the afternoon I spent with you, when the words were all hanging just out of our reach, like a lesson that neither of us wanted to teach. We were standing so close I could feel your heartbeat, but the air between us was a one-way street. I saw the I love you start to form on your tongue, then it drifted away like a song left unsung. It's a pale, dusty yellow, flickering light, the ghost of a morning that never turned bright. It's the could have been blooming in a garden of gray, the beautiful thing that we both threw away. 'Cause the color of almost is a heavy sad hue. It's the shimmer of us that I never quite knew. It's not the red of a passion or the black of an end. It's the blur in the middle of a lover and friend. I'm living in shadows of a nearly and near, while the ghost of your promise whispers in my ear. It's a painting unfinished, a sky without host. The color of almost is what haunts me the most. I'm looking at photos where we're almost in frame. I'm whispering letters that almost spell your name. We were a match that was struck but never caught fire, a quiet vibration on a broken down wire. Now I'm decorating rooms in this muted thin stain of a maybe that's washing away in the rain. It's a soft-spoken tragedy, a polite little note that follows me everywhere I try to go. Give me the primary colors of hate, or the deep, darkest purple of a cruel twist of fate. But don't leave me here in this washed out perhaps, while the bridge that we built slowly starts to collapse. I'm drowning in pastels and almost and ifs, falling forever off of invisible cliffs. Cause the color of almost is a heavy sad hue. It's the shimmer of us that I never quite knew. It's not the red of a passion or the black of an. It's the blur in the middle of a lover and friend. I'm living in shadows of a nearly and near, while the ghost of your promise whispers in my ear. It's a painting unfinished, a sky without host. The color of almost is what haunts me the most. It's a faded rose, it's a dying spark, it's the light that's afraid to step into the dark. We almost made it, we almost stayed. Now I'm just a shadow in the color we made. Almost the color of almost. I thought the end would be sudden crash, a bolt of lightning and a mountain of ash. I braced my soul for the heavy final blow, but you didn't leave all at once, you know. It started with the way you stopped, checking the time was slow motion fading of a rhythm rhyme. A little less laughter, a bit more of the busy, until the distance started making me dizzy. It wasn't a cliff, it was a long sloping hill, and I'm walking down the side of it still, watching the warmth bleed out of the day while you quietly drifted a mile away. 'Cause I learned losing slowly, 1 inch at a time, like a forgotten mountain I'm forced to climb. It wasn't a goodbye shouted in the rain, it was 1,000 small layers that built up the pain. Now the space in the hallway is a permanent chill, and the ghost of your shadow is standing there still. I didn't lose you in a moment of holy. No, I learned losing slowly. I learned losing slowly. I watched your favorite books move to the top shelf, and I watched you start keeping your thoughts to yourself. The we became I and the ours became mine, as we both started blurring the boundary line. I tried to hold on to the threads as they frayed, but I was just stitching a ghost that had stayed. By the time that you finally walked out the door, I'd already lost you a year or two before. Give me the wreckage, give me the fire, give me the truth on a funeral pyre. Anything's better than this steady decay of watching the person I love rot away in the silence of dinners and the turning of backs, until we're just two engines on different slopes. 'Cause I learned losing slowly, 1 inch at a time, like a forgotten mountain I'm forced to climb. It wasn't a goodbye shouted in the rain, it was 1,000 small layers that built up the pain. Now the space in the hallway is a permanent chill, and the ghost of your shadow is standing there still. I didn't lose you in a moment of holy. No, I learned losing slowly. 1 inch at a time, a little bit here, a little bit there, until the room is just empty air, still easy. Every morning I wake, it's a slow motion break, losing slowly, so slowly. I'm still losing. I'm standing in the center of the spare room floor, with a cardboard box and an open door. I've sorted the books and I've stacked up the plates. There's a heavy shadow that just won't migrate. I try to tuck the us into a velvet sleeve, to make it small enough so I could finally leave. But the edges are jagged and the fabric is torn, and it's heavier now than the day it was born. Everything else fits in a plastic bin, the life that we had and the state that I'm in. But there's a ghost in the corner, a glitch in the light, that refuses to stay out of my sight. 'Cause you're a memory I can't fold away. No matter how hard I try to display a version of me that is tucked and is neat, without the smell of your skin or the sound of the street. You're the blanket that's too big for the bed, the words that are sticking in the back of my head. I can't crease the corners or smooth out the gray. You're the one memory I can't fold away. I try to press you flat like a flower in a book, but you bleed through the pages whenever I look. You're a map of a city I no longer know, with a permanent winter and a mountain of snow. I see the wrinkles in the shirts that you wore, and the way that you threw them across the hardwood floor. I try to straighten the lines and make it alright, but you're a wild, messy storm in the middle of the night. Is it the way that you laughed at the rain, or the way that you looked when you hid all your pain? It's too wide for the drawer, it's too deep for the shelf. It's the part of the story I keep to myself. I'm tired of fighting the shape of the ghost, the one that I think that I'm missing the most. I'll just leave you out, right here on the chair, in the middle of the room, in the middle of the air. I can't make you fit, I can't make you stay, but I can. No, I can't fold you away. Just a wrinkle in the time, just a crease in the mind. I can't fold you away. I saw you standing by the station gate, with that look that says I'm a little too late. We traded words like we were trading chains. looked was so cold and strange. You gave me a hug that felt like a wall, a polite little take care, and that was all. I took it home like a souvenir, but it's a heavy weight to carry through the year. It wasn't the ending I had in my head, it wasn't the fire, it was water instead. Just a temporary peace, a hollow grace, before you disappear without a trace. 'Cause I'm living on a borrowed goodbye. I see you soon, that was really a lie. It wasn't mine to keep, it wasn't meant to stay. Just a debt I'm paying back every single day. I'm waiting for the closure that never arrived, trying to remember how we both survived. But my heart is stuck in that maybe sky, holding on to a borrowed goodbye. I left the porch light on for a week or two, thinking maybe the borrowed meant coming back to you. But the bulb burned out and the porch went dark, and I'm still looking for a single spark. You didn't leave a scar, you left a space, a blurred out memory of a smiling face. It's harder to heal from a not quite done than it is to walk away from everyone. Give me a scream, give me a never again. Give me a period, not a where or a when. I'm tired of the lease on this lingering pain, of walking through the sun while I feel the rain. Take back the kindness that felt like a knife, and let me get on with the rest of mine. 'Cause I'm living on a borrowed goodbye. I see you soon, that was really a lie. It wasn't mine to keep, it wasn't meant to stay. Just a debt I'm paying back every single day. I'm waiting for the closure that never arrived, trying to remember how we both survived. But my heart is stuck in that maybe sky, holding on to a borrowed goodbye. I'm giving it back, the talk to you later, the hope you're doing well. I'm done with the waiting, I'm done with the spell. It was never mine, it was just a loan. Now I'm finally on my own. I didn't hear the porcelain hit the floor. There was no slamming of the heavy front door, just a quiet I'm sorry in a velvet tone. And suddenly I was standing here alone. The tea is still warm in the patterned cup, but I can't find the strength to pick it up. It's a strange kind of damage, a subtle design, where everything looks perfect but nothing is fine. There's no jagged edges, no blood on the glass, just a slow motion blur as the hours pass. You didn't tear me down with a a shout or a scream. You just stepped out of the light of the dream. 'Cause I was broken in the softest way, like the fading light at the end of the day. No thunder, no lightning, no crashing of waves, just a quiet surrender that nobody saves. It's a painless ache, it's a beautiful scar, like a dying light from a distant star. I'm falling apart, but I have to say you broke me in the softest way. The sheets are still smooth on your side of the bed, and I'm repeating the kindnesses that you said. It would be easier if you'd been cruel, if you'd broken the heart and ignored every rule. But you held me so gently while you let me go, like a mountain that's covered in a layer of snow. I'm suffocating under the weight of the white, in the middle of a calm and a peaceful night. Is it a tragedy if there's no debris, if the surface is calm as a summer sea? I'm searching for wreckage, I'm looking for a fire, but I'm just a ghost on a funeral pyre of whispers and thank yous and hope you do well, in a soft-spoken version of my own private hell. Softest way, so soft, like a petal falling, like a name you calling, in a dream, in a breath, a beautiful death. No noise at all, just the slow, quiet fall. Broken in the softest way. The morning light is a bitter friend. It shows me where the story's end. The steam still rises from a single cup, but I can't bring myself to look it up, to the spot where you used to sit and stare at the world outside without a care. Now the sunlight hits the fabric fold, and everything feels gray and cold. I haven't moved the cushion yet. I'm living in a house of deep regret, where the dust is settling on the wood, and I change the ending if I could. There's an empty chair by the window pane, in a house that's quiet, filled with rain. It's a wooden ghost of a life we knew, a hollow space that's shaped like you. I much alone. The book you start is on the side, with a bookmark where the chapters died. I can't finish it and I can't move on, not while the seat is warm, but you are gone. Sometimes I sit there just to feel the view, to see the world the way that you once do. But the angle's wrong and the vision's blurred by every I love you you never heard. It's a throne of sorrows, a seat of glass, watching all the lonely seasons pass. There's an empty chair by the window pane in a house that's quiet, filled with rain. It's a wooden ghost of a life we knew, a hollow space that's shaped like you. I watch the shadows crawl across the floor, waiting for your shadow at the door. But the hardest part of being fair is the silence from that empty chair. Just a place of furniture till it isn't, just a place to rest until you're missing. I'll leave it there in the corner of the room, in the corner of my heart, the empty chair. I bought them for the kitchen table, to prove that I was strong and able to keep a little color in the room. But something here just refuses to bloom. The curtains stay drawn to hide the street from the ghost of the life we didn't quite meet. And I'm watching the petals curl and gray, like the promises that we threw away. I gave them water, I gave them light, but they're giving up in the middle of the night. Maybe it's the air or the way I breathe, but everything withers when you leave. Because flowers die indoors, away from the sun, like the forever we said before we were done. They choke on the silence of a house too still, trying to grow on a cold windowsill. I thought I could save a piece of the spring, but a hot house heart is a fragile thing. Now I'm sweeping up the pieces on the floor, 'cause some things just die behind a closed door. There's a vase of glass that's cracked and stained, filled with the shadows of the April rain. I remember the garden where we used to run before we traded the sky for a house for one. Now the stems are bent and the leaves are dry, like the I love you that turned into goodbye. I'm trying to plant a new life in the dust, but the soil is sour and the tools are rust. They were meant for the walls and the ceiling, they were meant for this heavy feeling. They need the wind, they need the wild, not the broken heart of a lonely child. I'm suffocating in the stagnant air, while the beauty fades into a blank Because flowers die indoors, away from the sun, like the forest has to go. I still buy the tickets for two at the show, and I sit in the silence of the second row. I leave the porch light burning till dawn, acting like I haven't noticed you're gone. The doctors say I'm healing, the pulse is steady and strong, but they aren't listening to the rhythm that's wrong. One side is beating, just keeping the time, the other is frozen in a winter of crime. I'm a house with a wing that I've locked away, where the dust is settling on our yesterday. I'm functioning, I'm breathing, I'm doing just fine, except for the part that's still tied to your line. 'Cause I've got half a heart still waiting on a promise that's raining thin. One half is moving, the other's debating if it should ever let anyone in. I'm living a life that's only half true, in a world that's been colored a permanent blue. Part of me's grown, but part of me's staying with half a heart, still waiting for you. I see our old friends and I practice the smile. I tell them I haven't heard from you in a while. They don't see the limping, the way that I dream, or the way that I'm bursting at every seam. One half of me knows that you're never coming back, that the map has been burned and we've run out of track. But the other half, stubborn, it's holding its breath, refusing to admit to this love's quiet death. It's a lopsided walk, it's a heavy set soul, trying to be half when I used to be whole. I'm a bird with one wing, a clock with one hand, trying to phone. Half of me is moving, the others are on. I'll keep the seat open, I'll keep the light on, just in case the other half's wrong. Just half a heart, still I cleared the dust off the picture frame, but I couldn't bring myself to do the same to the way my heart still skips a beat when I see your car driving down the street. Everyone told me to let it go, to wash away the high and the low, but I'm folding your sweaters and keeping the scent of a life that was borrowed and a love that was lent. They say healing is a choice you make, but I'm not ready for this heart to break into 1,000 pieces I can't find. So I'm keeping the hurt to keep you in mind. 'Cause I kept the pain you left behind like a secret treasure I'm lucky to find. It's the only thing that's still warm and real, the only part of us I can actually feel. I could let it fade, I could let it die, but then I'd be saying a real goodbye. So I'll hold the sting and I'll wear the stain. Yeah, I'm the one who kept the pain. Is heavy, but it's familiar too. It's the same kind of quiet I shared with you. If I wake up tomorrow and the ache is gone, how will I know how to carry on? Without the bruise, I'm just a hollow shell, a story with no more secrets to tell. So I invite the sadness to sit for a while. It's got your eyes and it's got your smile. It's a masochist version of happily ever after, trading the tears for the ghost of your laughter. If I heal, then you're truly gone, and I'm not strong enough to face the dawn without the weight of you holding me down in this beautiful, lonely, broken heart town. 'Cause I kept the pain you left behind like a secret treasure I'm lucky to find. It's the only thing that's still warm and real, the only part of us I can actually feel. I could let it fade, I could let it die, but then I'd be saying a real goodbye. So I'll hold the sting and I'll wear the stain. Yeah, I'm the one who kept the pain. you're sleeping on the left side of the bed, leaving room for the things that you never said. The calendar's frozen on a Tuesday in June, and the radio's humming our favorite tune. I scrubbed the floors and I painted the walls, but I still hear your footsteps in the empty halls. They say time is a healer, a bridge to the light. I've tried to outrun the ghost of your touch, but I think I still love you a little too much. Every moving on feels like a lie when I'm still staring back at our last goodbye. 'Cause some scars fade and some wounds close, and some stories end where the wild grass grows. But this ache in my chest is a different kind, a map of the pieces I'm leaving behind. I can burn every letter and change every seal, but I can't undo the way that you feel. Some ghosts move on and some hearts break even, but some memories, they refuse to heal. I saw your reflection in a stranger today. I had to turn my head and look the other way, 'cause for a split second the world felt right before the cold reality bled back into sight. There's a hole in the sweater you bought me last fall. I can't bring myself to throw it out at all. It's a thread of a life that we used to share. Now I'm just breathing in the thinning air. They told me the fire would turn into ash, that the pain would subside in a sudden crash. But it's a slow burning ember, a constant balloon, a permanent part of my point of view. It's not a scar, it's a living thing, a winter that never gave way to the spring. Oh, 'cause some scars fade and some wounds close, and some stories end where the wild grass grows. But this ache in my chest is a different kind, a map of the pieces I'm leaving behind. I can burn every letter and change every seal, but I can't undo the way that you feel. Some ghosts move on and some hearts break even, but some memories, they refuse to heal. They refuse to heal. Like a song on repeat that I can't turn down, like a name I still whisper when no one's around. Yeah, some things stay broken, some things stay real, some memories, they just refuse to heal. We're sitting in the kitchen, but the miles are wide, with 1,000 secrets we're trying to hide. clock is ticking like a warning bell in a house that's become a beautiful shell. I reach for your hand, but I pull it back fast, like I'm touching a ghost from a life in the past. Your eyes are on the door, mine are on the floor, and we're not the people we were anymore. The suitcases are packed in the back of my mind, but I'm terrified of what I'll leave behind. It's a slow motion crash, a quiet goodbye under a pale and a heavy set sky. 'Cause we're stuck somewhere between love and leaving, in the hollow space where we're tired of grieving. One foot is out, but one heart is still in, and neither of us knows how to begin to say that it's over, to say that we're through, when I'm still addicted to the maybe of you. It's a gray, lonely world where the shadows are weaving, somewhere between love and leaving. I saw you smile at a joke that I made. For a second the darkness started to fade, but then you remembered why you're standing so tall, and the silence came back like a wintry wall. Is it a habit? Is it a fear of waking up alone at the start of the year? We're holding the matches, but afraid of the flame, playing a part in a broken down game. If I scream, will you hear me? If I go, will you care? Or are we just ghosts in a stagnant air? I'm waiting for a sign or a reason to stay while the sun is beginning to wither away. The bridge is on fire, but the water is cold, and we're both too weary to keep a firm Cause we're stuck somewhere between love and leaving, in the hollow space where we're tired of grieving. One foot is out, but one heart is still in, and neither of us knows how to begin to say that it's over, to say that we're through, when I'm still addicted to the maybe of you. It's a gray, lonely world where the shadows are weaving, somewhere between love and leaving. Just a little bit longer, just a little more time, between the rhythm and the broken rhyme. Are you leaving? Am I somewhere between the hello and goodbye? Somewhere between, in the gray, in the stay. I still catch myself turning around when Whenever I hear a familiar sound in the middle of a crowd or a quiet street, I'm looking for the ghost of the girl I used to meet. The coffee's cold and the house is still. I told myself I'd move on, but I never will. Because there's a silence that's harder to bear than any goodbye that was left in the air. I've memorized the way the sunlight hit your face, and every little memory I can't erase. But the one thing I'm holding, the one thing I keep, is the sound of your voice before I fall asleep. I'm playing back the tape, living in the grave, trying to remember every word you'd say. But nothing cuts deeper, nothing feels as blue as the echo of the moment I lost for me and you. The world keeps moving, but I'm stuck in the rain, trying to find the beauty inside of this pain. But my heart breaks a little every single day since the last time you said my name. Your toothbrush is gone and the closet is wide. There's nowhere for these broken pieces to hide. I saw your handwriting on a note by the door, just to see you later, but you don't come by anymore. It's funny how a person can become a place, then leave you a stranger with no saving grace. Now your voice is a melody I'm starting to lose, a song I didn't write, but I'm forced to choose. You said it with a laugh, you said it with a sigh, you said it when how it used to be the last time, the very last time you said my name. I've deleted the messages one by one. I've told my friends that the grieving is done. The photos are buried in a box in the hall, and I don't even look at your name when you call, or rather when you don't, because the phone is a stone. In a house that's forgotten, it's not just a home. But when the lights flicker and the midnight arrives, the part of me that's still yours, it somehow survives. I can shut my eyes tight and block out the view. I can walk through a crowd and not look for you. But the silence is treacherous, the silence is deep, and it brings back the secrets I promised to keep. 'Cause you're the last voice in my head, repeating the things that we should have said. When the world goes quiet and the static is gone, you're the ghost in the lyrics of a broken song. I can drown out the noise of the day-to-day grind, but I can't find a way to leave you behind. When every other memory is laid in its bed, you're still the last voice in my head. It's not even words most of the time, just the ghost of a laugh or a rhythmic chime. The way you'd say honey when I'd had a bad day, or the breath in between when you had nothing to say. I'm a crowded room of people I used to be, but you're the only one still talking to me. In the resonance, in the hollow, in the bone, you're the reason I never feel truly alone. Is it a haunting or a sanctuary? Is it the weight that I'm forced to carry? I memorize the cadence, the rise and the fall, until I can't hear my own voice at all. I'm screaming at shadows to give me some peace, but your echo is the only thing that voice in my head. It sounds like you're still here. It sounds like you're still near, but the room is empty and the air is thin, and I don't know where I end or where you begin. The last voice, just a whisper, just a ghost. My name in your voice. I watched the sunset turn to gray, just like the way you walked away. No slamming doors, no final fight, just a quiet sorry in the fading light. I used to think that always meant a promise that would never end, but now the always is a hollow room, and the garden's forgotten how to bloom. They say that time is a river wide and deep, but I'm still standing where the shadows sleep, holding on to a hand that isn't there, talking to a ghost in an empty chair. 'Cause the loneliest part of forever is realizing it's a road I walk alone. It's the never again and the used to be, and the weight of a heart that's turned to stone. I thought we were written in the stars above, but the stars went out on our kind of love, and now forever is just a long cold line that I have to cross without your hand in mine. The silence is a heavy ringing sound. It follows me when there's no one around. I still buy the groceries you used to like. I still take the path for our Sunday hike. It's the little habits that break me down in this quiet, empty ghost of a town where every corner holds a remember when that I'll never get to live again. If forever was a lie, then why does it stay? Why doesn't the memory just wither away? I'm trapped in a cycle of what if and why, under a It's the silence, it's the space, it's the loneliest part of forever. Used to be a thunderclap, a sudden rush of blood, a name that pulled me under like a river in a flood. I couldn't say it softly, I couldn't say it right. It was the only word I whispered in the middle of the night. But the seasons did their damage and the static cleared away. Now the syllables are heavy and they're turning into gray. I don't jump when someone says it in a crowded line at all. It's just a collection of letters leaning up against the wall. I thought the loud part was the hardest to survive, the screaming and the crying just to feel alive. But there's a different kind of haunting in the air when I realize that the ghost is no longer there. 'Cause the saddest thing I've ever known is the way your name has finally grown. So small and thin, so hollow and light, like a candle flame losing the fight. It doesn't shake the room or break the glass. It just lets the lonely minutes pass. I'm losing the sting and I'm losing the ride. And God, I'm terrified of how it's getting quiet. I used to keep it tucked away, a secret on my tongue, the sweetest, sharpest melody that I had ever sung. But now it's just a noun, a place I used to go, a story that I'm telling to a person I don't know. I'm not reaching for the phone, I'm not checking every door, but I'm missing the way that it hurt me before. Because as long as it was screaming, you were still a part of me. Now the silence is a prison where I'm finally free. Is it healing if I'm forgetting the sound? Is it moving on if I'm no longer drowned? I'd trade this peace for the wreckage and the flame, just to feel the lightning when I say your name. 'Cause the saddest thing I've ever known is the way your name has finally grown. So small and thin, so hollow and light, like a candle flame losing the fight. It doesn't shake the room or break the glass. It just lets the lonely minutes pass. I'm losing the sting and I'm losing the ride. And God, I'm terrified of how it's getting quiet. It's getting quiet. Your name is a whisper now, fading like a footprint in the snow. I'm letting go, but I don't wanna go. Your name, just a breath, just a ghost. Oh, quietest thing of all. The party was loud, but the room felt so small. I was leaning my back against the peeling wall, watching the clock and the way that you moved in that vintage dress that I always approved. You didn't say bye and you didn't say stay. You just slipped through the shadows and drifted away. I checked the driveway, I checked the front hall, but the curb was as empty as the wind in the fall. I thought we had hours, I thought we had time to fix all the cracks and to make it all right. But the stars didn't fall and the ground didn't shake. You just stepped out of reach before I could wake, 'cause you left before midnight, before the big change, before the I love you felt heavy and strange. The ball didn't drop and the music played on, but I looked at the corner and saw you were gone. No glass slipper left on the cold marble floor, just the sound of a heart shutting its own door. I'm holding a ghost while the fireworks light, 'cause you left before midnight into the night. The champagne is flat and the confetti is dust. I'm sitting here shaking off layers of rust, wondering where exactly the magic went wrong, or if I was the only one singing along. Did you plan the exit? Did you count the beats while I was still dreaming of midsummer heats? It's a different kind of hurting when there's no goodbye, just a space where a person used to catch your eye. They say Cinderella, but there's no prince here, just a man in the kitchen with a lukewarm beer, watching the hand hit the 12 on the face and realizing nobody's winning this race. You didn't turn back into rags or to pine, you just decided that you weren't mine. Steam still rises from a single cup, but I can't bring myself to look it up. To the spot where you used to sit and stare at the world outside without a care. Now the sunlight hits the fabric fold, and everything feels gray and cold. I haven't moved the cushion yet. I'm living in a house of deep regret, where the dust is settling on the wood, and I'd change the ending if I could. And there's an empty chair by the window pane, in a house that's quiet, filled with rain. It's a wooden ghost of a life we knew, a hollow space that's shaped like you. I watch the shadows crawl across the floor, waiting for your shadow at the door. But the hardest part of being fair is the silence from that empty chair. I find myself talking to the air as if your spirit's lingering there. I tell you how the garden's overgrown, and how it feels to be this much alone. The book you started's on the side, with a bookmark where the chapters died. I can't finish it, and I can't move on. Now while the seed is warm, but you are gone. Sometimes I sit there just to feel the view, to see the world the way that you once do. But the angle's wrong, and the vision's blurred by every I love you you never heard. It's a throne of sorrows, a seat of glass, watching all the lonely seasons And there's an empty chair by the window pane, in a house that's quiet, filled with rain. It's a wooden ghost of a life we knew, a hollow space that's shaped like you. I watch the shadows crawl across the floor, waiting for your shadow at the door. But the hardest part of being fair is the silence from that empty chair. Just a piece of furniture until it isn't. Just a place to rest until you're missing. I'll leave it there in the corner of the room, in the corner of my heart. The empty chair by the window door. I still set the table for two out of habit or a lie. I've memorized the way the light hits the space where you'd sit by. The house is full of echoes of the things we never said. Now I'm sleeping on your side of our cold, unmade bed. I try to drown the quiet with the hum of the TV, but the static sounds like everything you used to be to me. And all the walls are getting louder now, tracing shadows where ghosts used to dance. I'm learning how to live with the ghost of a chance. Every floorboard creaks a secret, every shadow bears the blame. It's the sound of a heart that's forgotten its flame. I never knew a house could feel this much like rain, until the silence learned your name. Your coat is still hanging by the door, like you're coming home late. I'm still checking the driveway, still staring at the gate. The clock on the mantle hasn't ticked since you left. Time is just a hollow room, a slow motion theft. I reach for my phone just to tell you a joke. Then I remember the promise that both of us broke. And all the walls are getting louder now, tracing shadows where your ghosts used to dance. I'm learning how to live with the ghost of a chance. Every floorboard creaks a secret, every shadow bears the blame. It's the sound of a heart that's forgotten its flame. I never knew a house could feel this much like rain, until the silence learned your name. It's a heavy kind of quiet, it's a weight upon my chest. It's the goodbye that's screaming while the world is at rest. It's your name in the kitchen, it's your name in the hall. It's the only word left that makes any sense at all. Now the silence has a rhythm, and the silence has a beat, and it sounds like your footsteps walking down the street. Shh, can you hear it? The room is calling out for you, but the silence is the only thing that's true. Yeah, the silence learned your name, and now it won't stop saying it. look in the mirror and I don't see me, just a blurred out version of who I used to be. I've got your expression, I've got your turns of phrase. I'm a walking museum of our better days. I catch a reflection in a window downtown, and for a split second the world isn't down. But it's just the curve of a lip that you taught me to show, a souvenir mask from a life I let go. I'm haunted by habits, I'm haunted by style. I'm wearing the ghost of your favorite smile. It fits like a glove, but it feels like a lie, under a hollow and a heavy-set sky. 'Cause your ghost wears my smile like a hand-me-down coat. All the I love you is stuck in my throat. I'm walking around in a costume of fine, but the joy in the corners was never just mine. You took the heart, but you left me the face, a beautiful empty and hollowing space. Hope everyone thinks that I'm doing okay, but your ghost wears my smile every single day. I tell a joke and I hear your laugh start, coming from a cold and a quieted heart. I'm using the light that you left in the room to hide all the shadows and hide all the gloom. It's a cruel kind of magic, a trick of the eye, to look like a sun in a midnight sky. I'm a master of faking the happy and free, while the real me is buried under a sea. Take back the twinkle, take back the glow. I'm tired of the yes when I really mean no. I'm a puppet in a play that we already closed, with a heart that's shattered and a soul that's exposed. Stop living in the way that I move my mouth. Stop pointing my compass to the deep dark south. 'Cause your ghost wears my smile like a hand-me-down coat. All the I love you is stuck in my throat. I'm walking around in a costume of fine, but the joy in the corners was never just mine. You took the heart, but you left me the face, a beautiful empty and hollowing space. Now everyone thinks that I'm doing okay, but your ghost wears my smile every single day. It's not my smile, it's a memory of yours. Under the stars, I'll keep the mask on for the rest of the crowd, but inside, I'm screaming out loud. Your ghost, my smile, just for